Hey, good morning. So fun to be here with Nicole. I'm Claire. This is Nicole, and today we're going to be talking about Black Friday prep, current events in the Amazon Influencer Program, good and bad, what's on our minds, and then also we're going to be looking at the chat for questions and comments that you guys have too. So if you're here, go ahead and say hi, and we would love to chat with you, welcome you. And Liz is here in the background too. If you've got questions for Liz, she's helping us as well. So how are you today, Nicole?
I am doing okay. I've not been feeling great the past couple days. And I literally, in my prayers, I'm like, thank you, Lord, that I have a life that I can be sick for a few days and not worry about logging in and not worrying about making a video. Like I can't do that forever, but I can take some days off and still know that paychecks are coming in. So yeah, that's how I'm feeling today.
It is a huge perk to like have such a flexible schedule. And then, on the flip side of that, sometimes people don't thrive with that. Like they need structure to get things done. But if you can be a self-starter and like really get work done when you can, then it is nice to be able to take the vacation or take the sick days.
Yeah,
for
sure. So how's your November going, Claire?
My November is going great. I mentioned last live stream that my October was like a best month ever for me. And I think November is going to top it. So I'm excited about that. But I know that that's not the case for everybody. Nicole, you were saying your numbers are down, and in the Amazon Influencer Program, there's been a few different like upsets the past few weeks. So let's talk about that because I'm sure that's affecting a lot of people.
For sure. Yeah. My numbers are like, they're not disappearing, but they are, I would say most days have gone down. I would say 30 to 50%. My numbers are down, which is like, what's happening? Like I'm putting videos out. I'm still doing stuff. I'm doing creator connections, and it's just like, what's happening? So it's thankfully for me, I do have a large enough video library that those waves are a lot smaller, but it's been noticeable because I was hoping that November was going to be like killing it because October was awesome. And I'm just hoping that all the people that tend to watch my videos or shop for the items I have are waiting for Black Friday. And they're saving up. And then the last 10 days of the month are going to be killing it. That's what I'm hoping and praying for. But it's tough, right? Because a lot of people, and we're seeing this in the different influencer groups, a lot of people lost their placements completely. Like people that have been in this for years and years, right? Claire, you were doing some research on that, right?
Yeah, I have a survey to collect information from that. And Liz, if you can share that link. So if this happened to you, what happened to people is all of their placements were removed, not from their storefront, but from product pages. And how they were able to see this is the first symptom was like their earnings and their clicks like tanked. Like maybe you had one day that was like half as normal and then like almost zero for 2 or 3 days and then kind of starting to come back up. And if those people had a software that could check their placements in bulk like Fluencer Fruit, then they could see on the Creator Hub that all of their videos said like no placement. And we still don't know exactly why this is happening, but it seems like maybe it was some kind of audit from Amazon that accounts were selected for some reason, and that if your stuff came back, then maybe you passed that audit. But the reason that I made a survey is to try to collect information on like, is there anything that these accounts have in common that we could point to say like, this is the reason that this happened, that for a lot of people like feels really devastating and is a huge interruption to their earnings, so that we could try to avoid it happening again in the future. So if that happens to you, Liz, if you could put that Qualtrics link up for people, you can anonymously share your experience and like details about what types of activities you were doing on your account, so that if there is a common thread and it wasn't just random, because that wouldn't really make sense for it to be totally random. then we could try to figure out why it is.
Yeah, it was just, it appears to be very random. It would, because like mine were fine. There were smaller accounts that were missing. There were huge accounts that were missing. People that had just started, people that have been in it forever. No specific niche. I don't know. So hopefully you'll find some trend, because this is a I don't know if industry is the right word, but this is a platform where we don't have a lot of control over what is happening with what we put out there. But if we can learn to play the games of the algorithm or qualifications better, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then we can hopefully set ourselves up for more success. But a lot of times it's identifying those pitfalls, because Amazon isn't super transparent in saying, hey, this is a no-no, or we don't like this, or whatever. So
sure. And it sounds like for the people that this happened to, they didn't get any message from Amazon. And then for those that reach out to customer service, that was no help either. The customer service was like, it's up to Amazon whether or not your stuff is placed. It's like, well, yeah, I know that, but why none? So if that happened to you, so sorry. That's really, really hard. And let's talk about, like, even if you didn't have such a disruption to your account to have like none of your videos placed and several days of low earnings, that even if your numbers are like lower than normal for other reasons, it can be really discouraging, especially if you're used to higher numbers.
Yeah.
It just says the sad part is Amazon doesn't tell you to reach out to customer service. Yeah. The Amazon customer service reps, like, bless their hearts, they just don't ever have any information. Like, I usually feel like I know more about the Amazon influencer program than they do.
That is it. That is sad and true. There really is, people I see people like, well, should I reach out to Amazon? I'm like, honestly, it's probably going to fall on deaf ears. Or now, like with the announcement of Amazon laying off a big portion of their employees and turning over to AI, it's like,
You might not even be talking to a real person.
Exactly. So not that I love AI, but not for when I'm trying to get that customer support, right? So
yeah,
it's, Amazon is fabulous. It really can be a blessing, but it can be super frustrating when it is not working how we hope it should. But as much as I don't like seeing my numbers be lower than they normally are this month and what I was expecting, I'm not wasting time crying about it. I'm not pouting. I'm just going to keep on going and keep on pushing through, because guess what? I don't have a ton of control. The only control I have in this game is to produce more content and to streamline my process so I can produce more content and do, figure out what works, learn how to play the game better. And because worry wastes time and whining wastes time. And complaining about things that you don't have control is just like, yes, be upset about it, but then move on, right? I don't know. Yeah. I feel bad for people that lose the money, and I get it, but at the same time, it's like there's not a lot of control. Like what can we control?
Yeah. I feel like somebody's asked me before, like, do you feel like Amazon is your boss? And I'm like, I feel like Amazon is like the king overlord, and I'm like this humble peon, like trying to like farm in the like little corner, like, don't notice me, just I'll have my cute little farm
and paying my little salary.
Yes, here's my little meager earnings.
More, please.
Yeah, exactly. Please don't evict me. But yeah, we can't control what Amazon does, and like they will make decisions for their own best interests. And so if they like remove upper carousels, like we would all hate that, because that would be like at least half of our earnings. But that's Amazon's choice. Sometimes people ask, like, I want to make this my full-time income, or I want to quit my job. And like the job security working as an Amazon influencer is not as tight as like a normal job. Any job you could get fired at any point, but with Amazon, it's like you could have your account shut down, maybe because you deserved it, or maybe you just got caught up in some sweep and go from earning thousands in a month to none overnight. And so if you're wanting to like live off your Amazon earnings, like that is amazing because that means that you're earning a lot. And I wouldn't have quit my day job to be working on this if my spouse didn't have such a stable income with like stable benefits that we could fall back on. Like when we're setting our budget, all of our fixed expenses are just on his income, and like mine is, you know, mostly going to savings or extras. But if we totally lost my income, hopefully not ever, but it just feels a lot more wise to be careful with how much you're relying on Amazon earnings, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
For sure. You do not want to have all of your eggs in one basket. You know, I have several different streams of income, and Amazon is my second largest one. My first one is an income I built through a network marketing team years ago, and that is my biggest one. I have other like affiliate marketing income streams, and then my husband has a full-time job. And so like you want to have multiple income streams so that if something happens to one of them, you're not at a loss. But most people that are millionaires and more have multiple income streams. They're not relying on one, and relying on one, even if you are traditional, like go to corporate America, like that's still stupid in my opinion, because you can get fired. But financially, yeah, have your hands in a few different baskets and those streams coming in. So anyway, it's a lot. It's frustrating, but at the same time, there's not a lot we can do about it.
Yeah. And I would also say like to have some more positivity and momentum, that like looking back at this past May and June were very slow months for a lot of people, me included. And I felt like it was 2 steps back from what I was doing in April, but I kept posting videos, kept making more content. And then July was more than May and June combined for me. And so I have never once regretted the hard work and additional content that I've put in during a slow season. So if it's slow for you, like you can evaluate if that is things out of your control and it's going to get better, or if it's that maybe plus you need to adjust your strategy.
I agree. I think when it is feeling slower, the best thing is to do is just pump more content out, like get it out there, because sometimes it will take a while for that content to create momentum, whether it is on Amazon or maybe you posted it on YouTube and it takes a while to catch on, or whatever, or that item becomes hot later on. Put the work in. I've never regretted. I don't know. Actually, I can't say that, because there's been some times I've spent time and money, or not money, but time on gifted stuff that was total waste.
Sure. Yeah.
But that's that video streamlining process.
Yeah. And I feel like one of the big reasons that people feel like I'm putting in so much work and not seeing any return from it is either you're spending way too long per video, and so you're only able to get out like a handful of videos per week, or the products that you're doing videos on really aren't moving the needle. And usually it's a combination of both, that you're spending too long for products that don't matter. And so those really are 2 of the biggest levers that you can adjust. And so I'd recommend making most of your videos in 5 minutes or less, like start to finish, including any editing you're doing. It's just done out the door. And then really taking product research seriously, that a gifted product might just be a waste of time.
Yeah, I think that's definitely wise words, because I think the longer that we're in this, we understand that more time on a video doesn't mean more money. It rarely means more money. Like there are some products that could warrant a 10-minute video. Maybe you are an expert on something and you're breaking down this electronic, or I don't know, something a little bit more complicated, and you make a really good video. Well, yeah, you can put it on YouTube or on Amazon, but maybe that might be better on YouTube and yields a lot offsite. So it's crazy. So Ben says, and hi, Ben, I'm sorry we didn't say hi. We were on our soapboxes when you said hi earlier, but he says, despite this month having some lower days in sales, my CC has been amazing. I'm over 6,500 this month. Awesome. Which I made over 10K last month, and 13 to 15K is possible. That is amazing.
Congrats, Ben. Nice job.
I love it.
Huge. I love seeing Ben's sales grow. It's
Yeah.
so fun.
It's awesome. And hi, Eileen. Hi, Christina. There is like people are growing in this program. Like it's not, yes, it might be a little saturated, but it's still paying out. Like there's still money to be had.
And that's part of the reason that we're like going to be doing this strategy chat is the strategies that were working 6 months ago are not where we're focusing now. It changes so quickly as rules change, software changes. So it's just great to stay updated. So thanks for joining us here.
It is good to stay updated.
So one thing I really want to talk about is Black Friday is in 10 days. And sometimes people will talk about like, how do I prep for Black Friday or how do I prep for Prime Day? And the first answer is you're always prepping. The work that you've been putting in for months is going to pay off. Hopefully, probably it should. And then also there's a few extra things that you can do in like the 10 days leading up to Black Friday and that shopping weekend that are mostly just like ramping up what you've already been doing. So I have some in mind, but I'm curious, Nicole, before I like list my thoughts, what would you say? Or what are you doing to focus these 10 days of like a sprint prep?
So I'm kind of going through, I'm using, Oink has a great Black Friday tool for those that are gold and platinum. The tool is for everybody, but it only works if you're gold and platinum because they're the only ones that have access to Deals Hub. But you can basically it scans your videos and the Black Friday deals and lets you know which of your ASINs are going to have Black Friday deals. And so you can go through those and make additional content. And so that's kind of what I'm doing is I'm going through that, looking at my higher ticket items or items that I feel would be selling well or that sold well last year and doing additional content. And I'm doing like super fast on the go, typically vertical videos of, hey, I've been using this for 6 months or I've been using this for a year or here's my update. And just kind of pumping them out fast, like little to no editing, if any. Not even worrying about tagging parent ASINs. Like I'm just getting extra content out. And I'm actually not stressing too much because it's like most of the work that like you said, most of the work that I have been doing is going to be there. Now, I will say, I don't know if anybody else got this email last night, but I got a little email in my inbox for my offsite that is a 3-time, like it's an additional commission thing for 2 days. And so I am planning on, which I don't do a lot of offsite, I am planning on scheduling posts to kind of be going out on social media on those days to hopefully capitalize on that promotion. So I don't know. Can we talk about that? Probably not. I didn't post a screenshot, and I don't know that everybody got it, but I'm special, so I'm just kidding.
Yeah. In general, we don't want to share specifics, but high level, sometimes Amazon sends out emails about extra bonus incentives that you're invited for. How you can find those in your email is search Amazon influencer. And then I would also recommend pay attention to which of your IDs is invited to which incentive. And then sometimes it'll tell you like what counts or rules. And so if it says your offsite ID, that's the one that typically starts with your name. Then that would be not your on-site traffic, but traffic that you're driving from off of Amazon.
Yeah. So sorry for my mention, but it is part of my strategy.
You follow the rules. Yeah. No, that's great. Christina, yeah, fingers crossed for you, Christina. You're going to be posting. I don't remember how much offsite you do. So I like your ideas of checking what's going to be on sale, making additional videos for either things that are going to be on sale or top performing content. It's still in Amazon's list of do's and like their do's and don'ts. Do make more than one video per product. And so there's not a cap for that. You can even make a, Christmas themed video of your products. What's funny is a couple of weeks ago, I set up a Christmas tree in our living room and then another one because I was comparing. And I thought, like, it's the beginning of November. I am not having the Christmas tree up this early. Like, I'm not a November 1st Christmas tree gal. And then it was up for like a week while I was filming it. And then like the lit Christmas tree made kind of a nice backdrop to film other things in front of the Christmas tree. And then my husband and my daughter really liked having the Christmas tree up. So now it's just up. And now it's like too late to put it back in the box and then get it back out. So we had our Christmas tree up early, but I am like strategically filming things so that the Christmas tree is in the background. Like we filmed some family Christmas pajamas and like in front of the Christmas tree. Or I filmed this like doing a Play-Doh set at the table with my daughter and set up the camera so that the Christmas tree is in the background. And that does, yeah, just kind of like little, I don't know, subliminal messaging.
Yeah. I love it. That's honestly, I think that's a great idea. Whether it's if it's a video that you're redoing that you already have content for, do it in a different location, like in front of the Christmas tree, or if it was inside, or do it outside if it makes sense. And changing up the background can also add some differentiation to your videos. So
yeah, another thing I like that you said is those videos that are like updated after and like updated review. And when I did the titles analysis was like one of the best keywords I could put in a title for click-through rate and conversion. And it's because the customer knows that you're providing a lot of value when you say like update a review after, even if it's, 2 months, 6 months, 2 years. So I would say not only to make that video, but to include that it's an updated review in your title.
Interesting. That's new information. I like that.
Yeah.
I've been doing that, but it's nice to know that it actually works, because those titles sometimes are just like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. A quick recap of the rest of the titles analysis that I did was that the titles that performed the worst were like essentially like overhyped, vague, clickbaity title. Like, you have to see this before you buy, like with a bunch of exclamation points and caps. Those performed much worse than saying like, in general, like a more specific and helpful and like use case and benefit type title. Like if I was making, let's say, a video for these scissors on my desk, I could title it like updated review after 2 months using these scissors in my kitchen or something like that.
Yeah.
That when I did an analysis, the length of the title didn't matter. Like short versus long, using those using all of the like 60 characters that it will show at a time. But since I've done that analysis, in general, my titles have gotten longer as I'm trying to like stuff more value and like details into the title of what I'm going to be talking about.
Interesting. I feel I'm almost going in the opposite direction, where I'm doing shorter titles, but I'm also doing it more like they're short, but they're more specific. They're like I'll do like 1 month later or 6 months later or something like that. And then ... And so that's interesting that you're going longer, I'm going shorter. We'll see. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, and then like this idea of like, you want to avoid anything in your title or thumbnail or the video itself that like looks or sounds salesy. Like when you look at the videos that people sometimes upload as part of a customer review, not an Amazon influencer shoppable video, but like you can make a video review and it goes with like the star ratings. They're not titling it anything fancy.
Yeah.
They're not like, you have to see this one simple hack on, like, ooh. And so as much as you can appear like a normal customer and not a salesperson, that will help your conversions.
Well, and it makes sense, because I know if I'm when I'm acting as the customer, when I'm shopping for something, then I want to, I'm going to avoid the ones that seem facetious or forced or fake in any way, because I want authenticity. I want genuine review that's going to be helpful. So it totally tracks. Good morning, Clicks That Create Smiles.
Hi, welcome.
And then Eileen says, when we think about Creator Connections, we access it through our offsite accounts, but most of the sales are from onsite. And that is true. And I think that for new people that are new to Creator Connections, it can be scary. I know I honestly avoided Creator Connections for a long time because it's like, I don't really do offsite. And I think that if you're watching this and you're not doing Creator Connections, whether you are sharing offsite or onsite, you are literally leaving money on the table. This is where right now in the program, Creator Connections is where it's at. And it definitely helps to have an extension like Fluencer Fruit or Oink to help kind of handle the nearly 500,000 campaigns. But that's where the money's at right now in the program.
Yep. 100% agree. If you take one thing from this, Creator Connections is where it's at. And also agree that if you're trying to manually sort through Creator Connections campaigns to either accept ones that you have content for or to find new products to request or to create content for, that is a big waste of time because an extension like Fluencer Fruit can do a lot of that for you. And this is one thing that you can even do more of the day of Black Friday and, you know, all of those big sale days that will follow. I would recommend frequently accepting additional Creator Connections campaigns, like at least once a day. I think the big sale days, I'm going to be doing it multiple times a day. There is a feature that I really like on Oink that is fetch today's sales that will grab all of the ASINs that you've earned content or that you've earned commissions from that day and search Creator Connections for campaigns. And we don't know the exact timing of like when you need to accept a campaign in order to get credit for it. But it seems like it's definitely before Creator Connections runs, like after the earnings report is done for the day. And so that alone, I think I was doing some math. I think that made me an extra $2,000 last month, just the fetch today's sales.
Oh yeah. So that tool pays for it. It is a pro feature on Oink, and that tool alone pays for the subscription itself really fast.
And Nicole, don't you have a discount code for Oink if somebody wants to try it?
I do. Just do the word piggy, all caps.
Double G?
PIGGY. But yeah, it like that alone pays for it. And it's amazing. And I just run it twice a day, and you can do it more, like probably during Black Friday that week. I probably will be running it hourly just to try to capture as many sales. Cause a lot of people will do, hey, they'll do the shipping that's like, get it later today or get it tomorrow. And you want to get it before it ships.
Yeah. Well, and I want to like put a little plug in that. We don't actually know that if it has to be before it ships. We don't know when the cutoff is, if it's before it ships or before your earnings is published for the day or before Creator Connections updates the next day.
That is true. So
I don't actually know, but it's definitely before Creator Connections updates.
It is. And so like I will be running it more frequently, but I do that twice a day. Like even if I'm feeling death, I feel sick, I'm tired, whatever. If I'm on vacation, I will run that sucker twice a day because it financially brings the most to the table for me.
Yeah. When I was doing the math, it was making about an extra like 25% on Creator Connections. And so I think that subscription cost is I think if you do annually, it's like $20 a month or $15 a month. So once you are making $80 a month on Creator Connections, then that will pay for Oink. Anyway, I don't want to talk too much about different softwares while we're on the Fluencer Fruit channel. We also love Fluencer Fruit, and I think that Oink and Fluencer Fruit features complement each other really well. And so if you want to have two softwares, then the Fluencer Fruit features also have a ton of product research features that Oink does not have.
Yeah. And that's like, those two are my, like, if you actually mean business about it, if you mean like if you want to be successful in this business, those are my two like Fluencer fruit and oink, that to me is like your minimum awesome combination. Yeah, and the Fluencer fruit has the ASIN check, so it will go through all your ASINs and check them, what you've got on your storefront, and match that up. Oh, my stupid dog. And hold on. And so it will check that, and it will also will go through, and you can find creator connections campaigns with Fluencer fruit. Like they've got a filter, and so you can really find those campaigns that have opportunities, which I absolutely love with the Fluencer fruit tool.
Yep. And I thought of another thing to talk about that you can do day of these sales days. And this is that it's kind of a back end workaround. So I'm going to try to explain how to do it, but it's a little hard if I can't just show you. But it is looking at which things have been ordered that day. And I don't mean your earnings report showing the things that have shipped, but if you kind of do this like background click, then it can show you which things have been ordered that day. Like today is Tuesday. I can see which things have been ordered so far today on Tuesday, even before they're in my earnings report after they ship. And why this is important is because let's say that these scissors are on like a flash sale today, and maybe I didn't already prep additional content for them. Then if I look at that today's orders, then I could quick make another video about these and maybe get some more of those sales as quick as the video can publish.
That's the key, right? Because right now some videos are taking like up to a week to get approved. It's ridiculous. But some are getting through like so fast. I've had both ends of the spectrum, and I love checking the today's sales. Do you want me to kind of describe how you?
Sure, go ahead. Yeah.
So if you're wondering, because it's easy to see your today's sales for offsite, but onsite is not a straightforward thing. There's a little quote unquote loophole how to view them. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to your earnings report, and you are going to go to your
one with the vertical blue bars.
Yeah, your little 3 lines at the top. And you can do this on a mobile browser or your desktop, either one. It's not going to work within the app though. And you're going to go, once you're on the earnings report, go to your on-site ID, and you're going to go on the reports, go to consolidated summary. Once you are on consolidated summary, you're going to see a breakdown, and you should see your on-site ID hyperlinked with a total, and then your off-site ID with a total. Now, if you don't see that second off-site ID hyperlinked in one of the boxes, then what you need to do is change the date range. Mm-hmm. And change the date range to it doesn't matter what date range, just a date range that you're going to have an off-site sale. Once you have that off-site sale, or once you have that little the hyperlink for your offsite ID, you're going to click on that. I know it sounds weird because you're wanting to see your onsite, but it does work. Click on the offsite ID hyperlink, and you will be able to see the today's sales for your on-site IDs. Now, these sales, this is what is all in the cart. So you are not going to get paid on every single thing that is going through this report. Mm-hmm. Or like if somebody saw your video for the couch, but they also purchased some supplements and something for their dog and a husband's, pants for their husband, you are not going to get commissions on all those. You're only going to get qualifying commissions on the couch because that's what you have the video for, or as a similar item. But it's a really great way to see what is hot, what's selling fast that day, and see maybe you have a video that was featured somewhere that you don't know about.
Sure. Yeah. And of course, it's like much better to prep the content ahead of time. And if you can, like, get as many videos as you can done in the next few days, so that if they do take a long time to publish, then you have that runway that your video will be there when it is Black Friday time. But if you're looking for something to do day of, and like, okay, what else could I make quick content on? Then that is a great strategy. And when you go through that little like back end thing, and you can check the replay on this if you need to watch Nicole say that again, but you'll know you're in the right place.
I do have a video on my YouTube channel that shows you how to do it if you're more visual. Okay. So if you just go to my visual and if you go to most popular, it's my most popular one.
Okay, perfect. There you go. Joe just says, I've been putting items behind her in a gift bag and going through all my old samples, just saying great gift ideas for a family. Yep, I've started a box of stuff that's like Christmas gifts. I don't know for who yet, but this sample or this product would make a good Christmas gift for somebody.
Yep. Yep. That's a good strategy, good use of those samples that can pile up really quickly.
Mm-hmm. Makes it really easy to give generously to like have so much stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. What's next on our list, Claire?
um oh, another thing is we talk about like making money on Black Friday, but it is also an opportunity as a shopper to acquire more products. So what I might do and have done in the past, the like few days before Black Friday, if there's a product that I'm like, I would buy this to review if it were like a little cheaper, if it were on sale, then I'll save it to a list. And I think my list is usually called like could buy later, an Amazon list. And then I'll come back to it. And if it's on sale, then I'll get it then. And so it's not too late now or on Black Friday to acquire new products, to be prepping content for additional Christmas shopping that's going to happen the first like 3 weeks of December.
Yeah, I think that's so smart. I know during the October Prime days and the July Prime days, like I definitely have some higher ticket items that I'm watching to see their sale price. And so you can even be doing your product research now using Fluencer Fruit and seeing what is available, if that's going to be worth it. And hey, let me get this a little cheaper, because it really can be a good thing. And I definitely have capitalized on that.
Mm-hmm.
This is a great question, Claire. What do you think about Rob's new strategy for CC? If you're gold or platinum and get early access to those campaigns, contacting sellers for samples before silver and bronze creators can see them. I don't think this is a tech, like I've been doing this for a while, so I don't know that this is a new technique. Like I've had early access to stuff, and I always am like pouncing on those early access things and messaging brands before other people can get in there. So that's what I think. I've been taking that opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
How about you?
I agree. And so, for those that haven't heard about this, in Creator Connections, if you are a gold or platinum creator, which is based on how much revenue you're generating, I think I did the math once that once you are generating about $800 a month of revenue for about 3 months, then you would be a platinum creator. I haven't done the math for gold yet, but it's less than that. What was I going to say? So if you are gold or platinum, then you get early access to Creator Connections campaigns. And previously it was like some of them or just for a few days, but now it seems like it might be all Creator Connections campaigns that are newly released have that early access window for gold and platinum. And so if you're not at least gold yet, there's nothing special that you need to do to like reach that tier besides continue to grow your earnings. It's just like a points system. And so you can continue to do all the same great things that you're doing to grow your earnings, and the tier will come. And so it's exciting when you get leveled up, but also like you don't need to focus on it or do anything extra. I think that it is a great strategy if you do have early access within Creator Connections. You can sort by new releases, or in the filters, you can select early access campaigns to show those ones that just you have access to, and then use Fluencer Fruit filters to sort through those. Or within the Fluencer Fruit filters, you can select date ranges to say, I want only ones that have started after this date, then that can help too. So I think that that's a great option because those brands haven't maybe given out all of their samples so far, or if it is a brand new campaign for that product, then maybe it would more likely be a good product opportunity if it's something that you wanted to purchase, which I do a lot of.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's great for many reasons. Another thing that I actually did the other day in preparation for Black Friday is I went through, and I don't normally do this, is mainly for Black Friday and for Christmas shopping season, but I went through the early access campaign and then top brands, and to see, because a lot of the Creator Connections are brand names that nobody on the street would recognize. But if you can get in on a Samsung or a Shark or a Apple, or I don't think Apple has any, but if you can get on those. So I was going through looking for brand names and just opting into them and knowing that I can kind of putting on my list for my offsite sharing. But the campaigns before they're full, even if you don't have content or you're not planning to ask for a sample or purchase a sample, I would recommend like looking for campaigns of things that you sell. Like if you know, hey, like for me, I do a lot of greeting cards, which is kind of ridiculous, but I do a lot of greeting cards. And so I'm going to go
season for that.
Yeah. Any greeting card I am going to accept because I want that extra commission. Now, the today's deals thing will catch those things, but I don't want it to catch too late. Or on the brand name stuff, like a Shark campaign or a Samsung campaign, those campaign spots are going to fill up very fast, and I want to get in there. So for those name brands or brands that you know sell, get in, even if you're not planning to make content, because it's better to be in there than not, right? And there's no penalty.
There's not a penalty if you don't make content for the campaign. So what you're referencing is, I think it's only 800 creators can accept each campaign. Now, I think that's kind of a dumb rule.
It kind of is.
I wish Amazon would change that, because I think it should just go based off when they run out of budget. Because if there's, not to throw shade at you, Nicole, I think that's a fine strategy. But if there's 800 Nicoles that are like, I don't know, I might make content for this, I'm going to accept, then the campaign is full. And so on the one hand, you could accept everything. I know that there's like big like media giant brands that just accept every single Creator Connections campaign.
Yeah. And I personally don't like, yes, we can in theory accept every single campaign. I don't advocate for that. And that's not my strategy. This is just unique for me. The strategy, like in prep for Black Friday, because on those bigger brands, like I want a spot. So that I think I would, I'm not all for accepting everything, but it would be a full-time job for all 400,000, almost 500,000 campaigns. Okay. This is a great question from Jojo. I haven't done social media much, but I've been sticking to online. I'm guessing you're meaning like on site. Is this a bad idea? I have strong opinions on this. Claire, do you want to talk before I talk?
I have opinions on this too.
Okay.
On the one hand, we talked about earlier, if you put all your eggs in one basket, that drops, you're gone. However, I personally have a lot of my eggs in like 2 baskets, like on site and Creator Connections. And that's like 90% of my income. And I have deprioritized reposting to international or to YouTube right now, which are totally valid, great additional income streams. But the ROI on my time to do those just isn't as great as doing more on-site content. And so I'd say make decisions for yourself based on where your money is coming from. And of course, like YouTube is kind of a long game. It takes longer to grow, or growing a social media following maybe at first wouldn't be worth the time, but then maybe later it would. But I think sometimes people make the mistake that they stretch themselves too thin across too many income streams and then don't have time to put into the things that really matter. Nicole, you're nodding.
Oh, I am like, amen, sister. Like I did a real a YouTube short this week about this, because I see so many people feeling like they have to do everything. Like just because as a person, like, and you're on social media, you're scrolling through Facebook, you're scrolling through Instagram, and you see these people sharing all these deals, and you're like, oh my gosh, look at all these cute collages and look at all these, like all this stuff. Like they must be making so much money. Very few of those people are actually making good money. Like you have to have a really significant, I'm talking 100,000 or more followers on social media to really, I think, make a really good income with offsite. So it's not totally not worth it, but if you don't already have an offsite following, not worth it, because like Claire said, that ROI, it takes so much more time to find the product, create the post, schedule the post, and do all those things, where the algorithm of Facebook or Instagram might show it to 10 to 20 people and maybe one of them might click it. It's not worth, for me, it has not been worth the time. And just because that's super visible, a lot of people feel that they should be doing it. And I think when you're new, in the influencer program, you're already going to be doing a lot of work that doesn't feel like you're going to get your ROI, because you really have to bust your butt for several months, if not longer, to really start seeing the return in this program. And if you are spreading yourself so thin, doing things where you're constantly feeling like a failure, like, oh, I posted, nobody bought. I did this and nobody bought. Or I signed up for this Levanta or this LTK or this Benable or whatever the thing is, and nobody bought. And I'm spending all this time and you feel like a failure, like this program doesn't work for me. Well, the way that you're doing it doesn't work for you. If you can hyper focus and get the on-site down and get those, what do you think, Claire? I would say at least that 200 to 300 video hump is when you start more momentum. I know it's hard because like not all videos are created equal and products are created equal, but what do you think? Before you like really like, this is actually worth it. Like this is working for me.
For somebody just starting out with Amazon Influencer on site, I would say at least 100 to 200 videos of like you've put in the work, you've learned the process, and focusing on like how quick you can make those videos to really get your efficiency quick, I'd say is the first thing. And then the next would be to start focusing on product selection, getting that good, adding creator connections, getting that really good, and then starting to diversify income streams. That being said, I am personally planning to do a lot of work on my like diversifying income streams come January and February, because a lot of my on-site strategy is on buying products to review that are then going to like turn around and sell really well, which is working great this season. But I know that January and February are going to be a lot slower for sales. And so that's the time that I'm just going to let my on-site kind of coast. And I honestly know I'll probably be a little burnt out from making so many different shoppable videos and need a switch up.
Yeah.
And so it doesn't have to be right now either. And another thing, like you were saying, there's so many ways to make money online. And when somebody says like they're making thousands on TikTok Shop, I believe them. And I'm making thousands doing this other thing. And so there's no reason that I need to do both.
I agree. It's just, there's money to be had so many places, but find what works for you. But if you really are wanting to do the Amazon influencer program with the shoppable videos, focus on that, master the system and get that going. So we got to start wrapping up here in a little bit. Claire, do you have any like last few things that you want to talk about or touch on?
No, I don't have any other topics.
I think.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I wanted to just touch on, kind of reiterate something that you said about streamlining your process. I had a gal reach out to me yesterday and she's like, can you like, I'm working so hard. Can you look at my video? Can you look at my storefront? And this woman had put so much effort into her videos, so beautiful editing, like so much effort. And I'm like, girl, you are overproduced. And so I think a lot of times people feel that they have to make like a professional commercial or something when done is better than perfect. And so I just encourage anybody out there, whether you're new or maybe you've been in this for a while, like your video, a done video that's uploaded is better than no video at all. Or a video that you've been spending hours on editing, making sure that everything is perfect is better. Like getting it just on there is what's going to matter. And so don't get stuck in that perfectionism or that it has to look a certain way. Get it done and get it out there.
Yeah. I promise you will enjoy the money that you make more than you will enjoy your perfect video.
Exactly. And I will say, like, one of my first videos, it literally is one of the 3 that I guess qualified because I don't even remember the process. It is the crappiest thing about a lumbar pillow. It still makes me not the most money, but it still is consistently making money. And it's such a crappy video. Like it's no good, but it's still paying me. So guess what? I can do more of that.
Yeah, exactly. And from the data that we've seen from titles and thumbnails that say that overproduced, clickbaity, flashy does worse, the same is for your video content. If it looks like a commercial, that's not what customers are looking for. They're looking for authentic, real, messy. If your dog barks, if your kid, like, I have so many videos where I end the video quickly because my toddler's running up to say, Mom! It's like, that's in the end of my video.
That's
Don't
awesome.
even edit it out. I'm like, okay, bye. It's fine. It's real life. And that sells products.
Yep, it's so true. So true. I love that we can make money making videos about stuff. Like it still blows my mind that this is an income stream. And I am so grateful for it. And I'm so grateful that me making money doesn't take away from Claire making money, takes away from you making money that are watching this. Like, there's so much money to be had in this program. And so if we can all work together and uplift each other and share ideas, like that's why me and Claire take the time out of our days to do this, because we love helping other people succeed. Right? Like, I love it. I love it when Ben comes on here and he's making this money and Claire's making, like, I love that. That makes me so happy. So yes, rising tide raises all the ships, Liz. Amen, sister.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much for being here. Wishing you a very happy Thanksgiving. Don't be posting a video while you're eating your Thanksgiving dinner. Just enjoy it and then get back to work after that.
Okay. Happy Thanksgiving. We'll see you guys later.
Bye.